So I often say that the carnivore diet is the best diet for mental health, unless your name's Ferge, in which case you're gonna gnaw on fucking dead squirrels in front of vegans and get arrested. You know, looking out the window, today seemed like a good day to vlog, but quite honestly, it's fucking cold. It's like 50 degrees, right? Shit. Yeah, this is a bad idea. Winter's not over yet. Shit. I feel like I should hide behind this tree. Hiding behind the tree is not working. This is a bad idea. I often have bad ideas, but today it's an unusually bad idea. I really need dead cat action on my shit. It's a little muddy. Ferge got arrested. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, dead squirrels, really? I can understand why some people would be turned off to the carnivore diet when you see shit like that. But to be fair, I think he was pretty crazy before he started doing that shit. Now, I know some of you are fans of him. I just don't like his approach. You know, there's ways of getting the message across without being confrontational. You know, a lot of vegans will figure out on their own that it's not healthy to be a vegan. You don't need to, like, be all in their fucking face about it. But enough about Ferge. I wanted to do this video today mainly because one of you wrote me in response to my depression video. Sorry, I'm a little getting over a cold. I don't know how I got a cold. Probably from fucking coming out here and doing shit like this. So this comment came from Healing Gamer. I don't know what is wrong with me. I suffer with severe depression and anxiety, and eating keto seems to only make it worse. I don't drink, do drugs, smoke, drink sodas, drink coffee, or anything else addictive, but I have always used food to comfort myself, which is an addiction in and of itself, by the way. I started doing keto May of 2018. I eat mostly meat, cheese, and a small amount of low-carb veg. I'm doing 20 to 30 carbs per day. As the month passed on keto, my depression got worse and worse until I was at the point of considering going to the emergency room. I felt so bad, I said, screw this, and went and got fast food. I almost immediately felt better. I binged on carbs for a whole week. As the week progressed, my health depression got better, but my physical health declined. I'm back on keto again because of feeling so physically ill. I have already noticed my mood is going down again. Everything I read online says keto makes depression better. Why is it not working for me? I am considering carnivore because people say that it helps with depression, but I'm afraid to do it because of how keto is affecting me. Has anyone else experienced this? Well, that sucks. I still got depressed on keto, you know, and as I've said, you know, this stuff isn't for everyone. You know, this is not a one-size-fits-all solution. But what I can tell you is there are foods on the keto diet that can affect your leaky gut, which is likely the cause of your depression. Also, there's a few other questions to ask to troubleshoot this issue. And I realize it's really hard to do when you're actually fucking depressed. So one of the things you can do is, first of all, are you drinking alcohol on your ketogenic diet? Right now, I've found that the elimination of alcohol on my ketovore diet has really been a significant boon to my mental health and my ability to cope with shit. I'm doing pretty fucking good, and I'm not craving alcohol at all. That being said, on keto, I still experience the lows, like I said in the previous video. So what I would recommend, I realize you don't want to, you're worried about trying it, but 30 days is not going to make a huge impact as far as making you more depressed if you try the carnivore diet. So I would do, if I were you, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I don't know, there might be some other issue causing your depression. But fuck this wind. This wind is bullshit. Fuck you, wind. But I would recommend going in the house, because this is fucking, I'm getting depressed because of how cold it is. So first thing you'd want to do is, I would just go to a carnivore baseline. It's really not that different than what you're doing with keto anyway, being that you are taking in veg. I'd get nuts out of the diet, get all plant products out of your diet, and start with that. And you might even be sensitive to milk and cheese. So you might want to go down to the straight up Michaela Peterson meat and salt formula and build your way back up from there. So I would start with 30 days and no alcohol, nothing. Just start from a completely clean baseline. And if that fixes your depression, that way you know exactly what the problem is, and you won't have any more issues, with figuring out what in the diet is causing your problems. So you troubleshoot it. That's all there is to it. You just figure out what foods cause what, and you bring back the foods you want to eat one by one until you fucking can eat properly, till you're finally happy with your diet. And that way you get the balance of mental health with physical health. But it's hard to narrow down to just one issue when it comes to this stuff. There's multiple factors when it comes to depression, like not getting enough fucking sunlight can contribute to it. Inflammation of any kind, can also contribute to it. But I would suspect if you're getting more depressed on a keto diet, I don't understand that in terms of, you're saying when you return to the standard American diet, you feel great. If that's truly how you feel, then by all means, but obviously there's other reasons to quit the standard American diet. Ultimately, I think there's probably, from the sounds of it, something that you're consuming on a keto diet that you must not be consuming on the standard American diet that is affecting your mental health. Or maybe you're just, I don't know if you're doing cheat days, if you do a lot of cheat days, that can fuck you up. I know when I had a cheat day when I first started out on keto that I would be depressed for like a week or something. So if you're having cheat days interspersed with your keto, I would say that is something to look at. Also, lifestyle's appropriate too. If you've got a lot of stress or a lot of misery in your life, you might not be coping as well. I just know that for me, when I go carnivore, my depression goes away. It stays away. No significant depression, and I've been strict carnivore most of the time. I have once a week, I'll have some Halo Top maybe, which only has a little itty bitty bit of plant shit. I drink coffee all the time, so that coffee's never an issue. And I don't eat nuts. I want to reintroduce them to see what happens now that I've gotten rid of the alcohol, but now that I'm alcohol free, I'm not having any issues. Plus I'm working out, you know, take care of yourself physically too. It's not all nutrition. I can't attribute my lack of depression just to the diet because I've made other changes. I'm working out more. I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm, you know, taking care of myself mentally. I'm not constantly doing dopamine-driven activities. You know, but it's not to say you might not have problems that, like, your dopamine system's fucked up, or maybe you're not eating something that gives you the building blocks within the keto diet to produce tryptophan, which leads to serotonin. You know, it's a building block for serotonin. So, you know, it's a question of troubleshooting, basically. Most people report that they do well on a carnivore style diet for depression. So all you can really do is try that and see what happens. I'm not guaranteeing anything, but it's not going to hurt you in the long run. Just try it out, you know, for 30 days, see what happens. If you start to feel better, go longer. And then give yourself a nice 8 weeks on the carnivore diet, and then try and bring back a plant food and see what happens. But, you know, there's no guarantee. And you know, I just want to stress that I did see improvement on the keto diet, and my depression and anxiety went away completely. So I felt fine, but I would still occasionally have depressions, and those usually were mild on keto, but they were there. And if I had a cheat day, just fucking hang it up. I would be depressed almost like as bad as when I was on the standard American diet. I just know for me it was night and day between keto and the standard American diet, and then complete baseline with carnivore. So my advice is, if you're on keto and you're still experiencing depression, that maybe it's time to give carnivore a shot. You don't have to go crazy with it. You don't have to fucking do raw carnivore. This fucking camera's getting heavy as shit. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to do fucking raw carnivore and all of that shit. You know, you could do a simple, you know, cooked meat, rare in the middle. That's what I do. Raw in the middle for me. So I do get my share of raw meat. And like I said, I've been doing fine. I know it sucks to have fucking depression. It's fucking, it makes it not worth it to do a lot of other shit when you're depressed. Like, why would you take care of your health if you're fucking depressed all the time? You know, that just means you're gonna live longer as a depressed motherfucker. But you know, once the depression went away, that's what sold me on this. I was not 100% committed to keto and carnivore until I noticed the mental health aspects of it, because to me that's just as important as the physical health. And it's one of the reasons I'm very careful with what I eat now. Like, even on a fucking cheat day, you want to know what I had for my last cheat day? Potatoes. I had some hash browns with my eggs, and that's it. That was the whole fucking cheat day, and that's the whole cheat I'll do for 3 weeks. This was like last weekend. Consequently, I got fucking sick afterwards, so, you know, correlation doesn't necessarily equal causation, but you never fucking know. Cardio and shit. So that's my advice. What are you doing within the diet that could be causing it? And try different things out. It's process of elimination to do this shit. And I think you'll find that sooner or later you'll get to a point where you've really honed in your diet, and you don't even have to think about what you eat anymore. It's dark in here, which means that you can live your life and enjoy, you know, not being fucking depressed all the time and shit. It is just too fucking cold out today. Yeah, I'm gonna go in the car and finish this vlog, I think. So what the fuck do I know anyway? Because I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just a fucking asshole. So let me know down in the comments. Help Healing Gamer out and tell them the things that have helped you. If you had issues with depression and anxiety and so on and so forth, and you found that keto helped you get over those, and sharing our experiences can help people figure things out. Is there a food you eliminated? Maybe alcohol was the key factor for getting rid of the depression. So it's really just down to the things you're going to try to get rid of it. But I can tell you, there's nothing, the standard American diet, you can live off the dopamine system for a while, but sooner or later, that's going to fucking fail. And maybe that's why you're getting depressed on keto, is you're not replacing that addiction, when you leave the standard American diet. So maybe you're getting depressed because you need dopamine to keep yourself going, because you've been spiking the shit out of your dopamine for so many years with the standard American diet. And make no mistake, sugar is addictive as cocaine in terms of fucking how much dopamine hit you get out of the deal. So obviously, if you're getting depressed on the ketogenic diet, it might just be you haven't found other activities that have allowed you to spike your dopamine to the level that you were used to when you were self-medicating with food. So that's the other theory you could kind of take a look at, is, are you not replacing that addiction with something that gives you a good dopamine hit? So I would start thinking about what can you do to improve, what addictive behaviors can you do? For example, me, right now, I'm addicted to strength training. I actually enjoy it. I don't like cardio still. Fuck cardio. I am really into, learning and doing all of this stuff. I get good dopamine spikes off of learning videography, photography, coming out here and doing all of this creative work really spikes the dopamine for me as well. And backpacking, getting out in nature, same thing. All of these things are things I do to get that reward system working, because that reward system's built into all of us. I have found over a period of years that it requires a lot less dopamine for me to feel pleasure now, and it's just a matter of finding that balance. And I think you'll find, if once you troubleshoot it and you figure out what foods are fucking you over. For me, it's grain, no doubt. In my head, every time I eat fucking grain, I suffer, mentally and physically. So, but what do I know? I'm not a fucking expert. I'm just a fucking asshole. If you found this video enlightening or entertaining in any fucking way, please head to ScottTheTruckDriver.com and leave a fucking tip in the virtual fucking tip jar. And I'll make more shit. I was going to make 2 videos today, one for this channel and one for Scott the Photographer channel. Unfortunately, I got to be somewhere and it's fucking cold. And I don't want to film a bunch of B-roll for my other video. So I'm just going to wrap this shit up and get it out to you really quick. I still hate vlogging around people. Someday I'll get over that shit. Oh, it is so much nicer in this car. What was I thinking? My hands are frozen. Also, this week I will be doing a live stream on Friday for my Friday podcast, which is the free podcast for the month. And I'm getting stuffy again. Maybe I wasn't quite well enough from my cold to be out here apparently potatoes cause the rhinovirus to destroy me and shit. I'll be so glad once it warms up and I can fucking get out here and enjoy the weather. Because cold is misery and shit. It is good to get out here, though, I think. This is the most sun I've gotten all week because I've been editing. So, I think that's it for this video. I don't even know if I successfully filmed the video because of the wind. That was some crazy-ass wind. Have a nice motherfucking day. And shit. I just want it to be warm. Why can't it fucking be warm? I feel like Canada's sharding on us with all this cold air. Oh, and Spherage. Stop fucking eating squirrels, alright? You don't need to do this shit. And Frank Tefano, too. Stop beating up the vegans. I mean, come on. They're already fucking making the I quit veganism videos. You got vegans beating up on vegans now. Ex-vegans are like, fuck you, vegans. They've taken up the mantle. There's no reason for carnivores to go to war with vegans. You know? There's not enough evangelical vegans to warrant that constant thing. I realize it's clickbait, but I'm really starting to get tired of the vegan bashing videos. You know, just constantly. All right, we get it. Who doesn't know now? The message is out. It's not a big deal. Every once in a while, remind us. But we don't need to eat squirrels in fucking Times Square or London or wherever the fuck he was that he got arrested. We don't need to fucking make tons of vegan bashing videos. I mean, come on already. How about we get back to refining the diet? Doing things that to help the people that are already trying it out. You're not going to lure new people in by just vegan sucks videos all the time. I mean, there's got to be a line drawn when it comes to this shit. I mean, you just can't constantly pound on vegans and have that be your YouTube identity. So that's my advice to my fellow YouTubers out there who are just nonstop with the vegan hate and the vegan bashing. Look, if somebody wants to be a fucking vegan, that's their choice. They're probably already well aware that their health is going to suffer and they want to do it anyway for ethical or environmental reasons. And yes, there are flaws to that argument, but they're entitled to their flaws and their opinions. You know, there's no need to constantly, you're not going to change their mind. They have to want to change on their own. That's the one thing I've learned. So in the 4 years I've been doing this, the 4 years I've been a fucking keto advocate, straight up, you're not going to convert anybody to become keto or carnivore by just this negative bashing of other ways of eating. No, you got to show them the positive benefits that they could achieve. And when they hit their health wall, it's about the only time you're going to get people to convert. You're not going to stop them from doing these things. They have to learn the hard way. I'm sorry, it's a fact of life. People are going to do this and learn it the hard way. They're not just going to automatically believe what you're saying, or go off of your, opinion, especially if all you're doing is tearing down somebody else's way of eating instead of really just showing how your way of eating is working for you and, and for people that you've helped with it. So I think, we need to get away from this constant. I realize sometimes the vegans bring it on themselves, especially the ones that are very toxic. But it doesn't, two wrongs don't make a right here. If vegan's being toxic to you, I find that if I just don't engage with them, they move on. They're looking for some kind of toxic attention a lot of times. And I've poked the vegans every now and then in my videos. Very, not very often. And I certainly am not clickbaiting titles and making, come watch me eat a squirrel fucking videos to provoke vegans to be combative and argue. Because I know that neither one of us, they're not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change their mind. That's kind of, you know, it's not, you know, Spherge gets on there. He's like, I'm trying to raise awareness because veganism is malnutrition. That's not how you raise awareness. You know, yes, you do it, but you don't have to do it in a way that's so combative and destructive. So I don't know how I got onto this tangent before I was supposed to fucking end my video. But if you stayed through to the end, then you caught this little segment, then thank you. Throw me a like and shit. But, all right, now I gotta get off of here. Have a nice motherfucking day and shit. Okay, I'm really done with the video now. I realize I gave you a little extra there. I love you all. Thank you for liking and subscribing and shit. Let's get to that 10,000 mark. Yeah. PewDiePie's got how many millions? And I'm just trying to hit 10,000. So just help me get to 10,000. And then 20,000, then 100,000. Maybe a million someday. I don't think I'll ever have a million subscribers, to be honest. I say fuck too much and shit.